Hey babe, what are you excited about?
We might buy a van.
Way earlier than we thought.
Yeah, for a amazing price.
We're taking it to the mechanic. Hopefully everything works out. It's such a good price that like even if there are some slight problems, we can probably end up getting them fixed.
Hopes aren't high, but they're a little high.
They're pretty high. And now we wait for her to get here. So excited and nervous at the same time. Just want to see the van. Oh, here comes the van. It's not it. That's a Nissan. We're looking at a Freightliner. What are the things that you need to see in this van to be wanting to buy it?
Engine, wheels, transmission. What about you?
Probably seats.
Oh yeah,
cargo
that's a good
space,
one.
and a key so that we can drive it.
And I want to make sure that it still has at least anywhere from 100 to another 200,000 miles on it.
Here's another one. Nah, it's a Ford. She just messaged you.
3 minutes. Sorry.
As long as the van's good, no problem. I think this is actually the one.
Other than that.
Me too, it's pretty big. Let's go check it out.
Oh dang, yeah. She said she saw it today.
This is a little popped out.
Some rust up here. Seems like all cosmetic, a lot of it.
Yeah.
That needs to get replaced.
The whole van needs body work. Here, all this, look, all the doors all not closing properly. The other side mirror is broken, you saw it too. You got body work on the top.
Is there a way that we can get on the roof to see it? The area looks mostly fine. Looks like something dropped on it right here. And so it's a little rusty here, and then just indented right there, but the rest of it doesn't look dented. They have a spare, so that's
How much are you asking for this van?
99, but we're thinking around 9.
How long are you 99 for
You
this?
think 8?
I'll give them 7.
How much do you think the bodywork would be to get it back close to the shell?
This is a big tab, man. If you want to paint this whole vehicle, man, don't worry.
And then we just want to check out the engine.
I'll have my guy crawl under there and take a look for you too.
Okay.
I'm going to take it for driving standards. You need to drive it to make sure you like how it's driving. So why don't you both go ahead and drive it for us?
Well, started right up and sounded really good.
Uh-huh.
About to check engine lights on. Always like to see that. It'd be nice to be able to see out of both sides.
Yeah, it's kind of like grinding, huh?
Yeah, a little. Oh, that does not sound or feel good.
So what's our cutoff limit price-wise?
I mean, depends on how much work he says that the mechanics need. We can't drive it like this.
Yeah.
I mean, probably like 6 or 7 now. What do you think?
But I mean, like, in terms of work, like...
Oh. I mean, I would want to be able to get this to like where we would be ready to build it out for around $12,000.
It's screaming. I'm okay not driving it.
Okay.
I trust you. It kind of scares me.
I don't even know if we'll be able to turn around there. And I don't like that there's a pole. If there wasn't a pole there, I'd be more confident.
Time to find out what the turning radius is.
All right, let's try this.
Oh yeah, baby.
Like the driving, besides the shaking and the screaming and the crunching, isn't uncomfortable. I just don't want us to get like too enamored with like getting an actual van in our grasps. But I also like don't want us to just take it off the table if it needs work and we can pay for the work.
Exactly.
Just to me, like it doesn't seem like an engine problem.
Seems like a wheel problem almost.
It seems like a wheel or like suspension or something. It does not sound the best. The seatbelt doesn't retract.
It's missing the bumper on this side.
I'm becoming less confident about us buying this, but let's see. All right, he's gonna go check it out, see what the problems actually are.
Oil leak down from here.
I don't want to leak in the side over here.
2 front rotors and brakes, display bar links.
Yeah, all the belts and hoses got to go. How's the original hoses and stuff on it?
Dry shaft brackets, both of these. 2 of them. Make sure you mark 2. Rear brakes and rotors, 2 shock in the back. This tyre is like dry rotted. Wheel bearing I think is bad in this one. This one should be done at the same time. Tie rod ends, the inner and the outers.
I'm a little scared, but I'm glad that we know all the problems.
For diesel, 175 is okay. Go 400,000 miles, no problem.
Okay.
Just like needs a lot of maintenance. That's all it is.
Entonces ustedes hablan con él y ella me escribe o
See? Placer.
un placer.
So we talked to Omar, our mechanic, but he couldn't give us the totals yet as he had to work up an estimate. We thought if we could get it for around $13,000 to $14,000 all in, including body and mechanical work, that we would do it. So we headed home with mixed feelings.
He seems optimistic about it.
He did seem a little more optimistic than I thought he would be about it. I mean, honestly, $13,000 to $15,000 for that big of a van with a couple 100,000 miles, like he was saying, left in the engine. That's doable.
It's very doable.
That's exciting.
It is.
And also scary.
Yes, all the above.
But we waited for his call to see how much we could offer on the van and not let our hearts go before our bank account.
I would say about $3,000. Say about $3,000 including the awning. How much you want?
9,900.
If you can get it for $7,000, $7,500, that'd be awesome. Really you want it, and they don't want to negotiate, and they get it for $8,000, would not be bad. So that don't sound too bad, right?
No, it doesn't. Thank you so much.
We can get the van down below 8.
Yeah.
That would be
Perfect. And then just drop it off with him. Anything under $15,000 for a fully working 200,000 miles left in it, high roof van with good gas mileage is...
Yeah.
So armed with that negotiating power, Carissa reached out to them with our first offer, saying we talked to our mechanic, he said the van needs a lot of repairs, we went over the repairs, and said that the Kelly Blue Book value of the van averages $11,000 in excellent condition, which it clearly isn't in, so we can offer $6,500 in a cashier's check today, or $7,000 if they get the window and the mirror replaced. The next day, we still hadn't heard back, and it had been 2 days since we seen the van, so we said, it's been about 24 hours since the offer, what are your thoughts? Nothing. 5 days later, we reached back out again and said that we were still interested in the van. What do you think about our offer? And they said, no, the price is firm at $9,000. And so we thought that that would be it, but we wanted to make sure that they knew we'd stay interested if they wanted to get it off of their hands at a more reasonable price, in our opinion. And the very next day, she reached back out and said, good morning. The last offer for you is $8,000, which is pretty much what our mechanic said would be a fair price for us. So we asked if that was with them fixing the windows and the mirrors, and if so, we were in. And they said yes. So we said, great, when do you think you could have it fixed? And she said tomorrow, and it'll be ready Sunday, which would have been 2 days, the 31st of January. The 31st rolled around, and we asked if we could buy it the next day because we still need to get a cashier's check as it was Sunday. She said, yep, tomorrow is good. And so we said, great, 2 p.m. at the DMV. But this was still all during the pandemic, and you had to schedule your DMV appointments. So we asked about the next day, Tuesday, and they said that it was okay. So Tuesday morning rolls around, and we're ready to buy our van. Hey, babe, you got any fun plans for the day?
I don't know. Might go buy a van.
20 minutes before we were supposed to meet at the DMV, they reach out and say that the window isn't ready yet and that they would have to reschedule. You good?
Yeah.
We're obviously frustrated, but it's okay because we'll be getting the windows and the mirror fixed and getting this van at a great price for a high roof van. So almost 2 weeks later, on February 14th, they reach back out and say that everything is ready and ask if we're still interested. Of course, we say that we are, and so we ask if they can meet us at the DMV the next Tuesday, the 16th of February at 4 p.m. And they say, yep. That's good. And then they mark the listing as pending, which is really exciting for us. So Tuesday rolls around, it's 12:30. Because we had that cancellation, we just wanted to confirm that everything would be good and say, hey, are you still able to meet us? She reaches back out 2.5 hours before we're supposed to meet and said, sorry, my husband had to leave. Now he's working out of town, so this is semi-understandable, but it's really frustrating that we get told this 2.5 hours before we're supposed to meet to buy the van again. So we ask when he'll come back, and she says maybe next week, which is a really vague answer, and so we just asked for a date and time so that we could buy the van, because we're trying to buy the van that you want to get off of your hands, obviously, but we got... So a full week later, we reach back out and ask if there's been any update because we still want to buy the van. The next day, she reaches back out and says everything's ready, but my husband wants cash. And at this point, even though we feel more safe with a cashier's check, it's not that big of a deal. We'll just give him the cash so that we can actually get this van because it's already been a month. So we ask for a date and time, and they let us know that 4 p.m. on Friday, they would be able to meet. And since she gave us the time and the place, we figured it was all set to go. So I just pulled out $8,000. That's the most money I've ever pulled out of a bank before. But we're finally trying to buy this freaking van. Bye-bye, buddy.
Hopefully.
40 minutes before we're supposed to meet, she reaches out and says the DMV didn't print the title for her. And so just to clarify, because we thought it'd be weird that they would try to go to the DMV the same day that they were trying to sell the van that they've been trying to sell to us for over a month, we asked if they had a copy of it. She said that unfortunately her kid had damaged the title and that she was only able to get an electronic one because... Maybe she thought they could print on the spot and they couldn't.
Why can't you print on the spot?
I don't know. And honestly, at this point, 5 weeks into trying to buy this van, that's all that we had to say. And I'll spare you all the messages, but another week later, she said that she'd gotten the title, her husband was back in town, and that we could meet at the mechanic to buy the car. Take 2 at the bank, just finished up. Really hope I don't have to go put that back in the bank again.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Cautious.
She texted us today, though, that is still on. She's never done that before.
Still 30 minutes out.
Is this attempt number 4?
I think so. I don't know. Feels like attempt number 100.
She says she's there.
Woo!
There's the van.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Chévere.
Do you mind if we look at it again? Yeah.
Nice.
And that window's fixed? Yep.
Yeah. Window, mirrors fixed.
Yep.
Ready to do some transfers?
Yeah. Let's do it.
So I started doing the transfer of ownership paperwork, putting the odometer down, the VIN number, and then I got to the price. We apparently didn't have an agreed upon price. She thought that we'd negotiated $9,000, and that's what she told her husband. So we pulled up the messages, and she saw that we agreed on $8,000 with them fixing the mirror and the window.
Oh, no, mira.
She went back to talk to her husband about it because we read through the messages together, and she saw that we'd agreed on $8,000 with them fixing the things, and...
No, necesito por 8,000.
No, por 8,000. What do you think?
serio?
What do you think? Just walk away?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so frustrating. We're still vanless. Just know what you agree to and follow through on it, please. That has to be one of the most frustrating things.
Honestly, at this point, we felt like the van was out of our grasps and we were just done with this whole process. But because of all the work the van needed, we didn't really see anybody else coming and being super stoked about buying this van in the shape that it's in. So we decided to let them know that we'd still be interested at that $8,000 price point. But the sellers reached back out and said the minimum that they'd accept is $8,500 because of the cost that they had incurred in getting the windows and mirrors fixed, even though we had agreed to $8,000 with them doing that. So we just reminded them that we'd already agreed on $8,000, and that's obviously the max that we're going to be able to do, especially because it needs so much mechanical and body work. She said that she would talk to her husband about it, but at this point we just felt like it was over, and so really frustratedly, Chris and I both went to work out. But during the middle of my workout, I get a message from Carissa. Just halfway through a workout, I'm racing back home.
Put on pants.
I almost put the money back in the bank too.
But her husband agreed to a different price.
To the same price.
The same price that we agreed on initially that he didn't know about. He has to be at the airport in 40 minutes. So we are rushing to see if we can buy it.
Do you have the money?
No.
Why?
Because you have it.
Oh.
Hi. Sorry. It's okay.
Title, bill of sale, key, and then no more money. So I guess we did it.
Finally.
How do you feel?
I feel drained.
Me too. I still don't even feel like this is real.
Yeah.
And I just need this to be in our name. So I can't wait till Wednesday. Because until then, I feel like we're going to have more problems.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you.
It does not feel like that thing is ours yet. But it is.
I feel like this is a very long beginning of this van teaching us flexibility. You got a van to live in.
I do not feel great, but it's okay. Oh.
How was it?
Just as broken, but not more.